Oh, I'd rather be a picket than a scab. Oh, I'd rather be a picket than a scab. Oh, I'd rather be a picket, rather be a picket, rather be a picket than a scab. Oh, the bosses stand behind McGregor's plan. Oh, the bosses stand behind McGregor's plan. Oh, the bosses stand behind, the bosses stand behind, the bosses stand behind McGregor's plan.
1984 was a momentous year for the Labour movement, with the biggest defiance against capitalist subjugation this country has seen since the Second World War. Whilst the NUM was defending itself against the ideological and physical attacks of Thatcher and her cronies, Ruskin College carried on its normal function, namely preparing students for university and work and meeting the DES's criteria as a centre of excellence. Meanwhile, throughout the strike, Fleet Street and the media carried the coal board's propaganda to the people.
Oh, we're the men of the media who control the nation's views, 'cause we're the ones who must decide what doesn't go in the news. We'll tie you up in videotape, we'll put you down in ink, 'cause that's the way that we control what you're allowed to think.
Whenever the workers go on strike, we're down the picket line, ready to let the cameras roll when the super gives the sign. But if by chance a copper belts a picket in the gob, we tend to look the other way, well they're only doing their job.
Oh, we're the men of the media who control the nation's views, 'cause we're the ones who must decide what doesn't go in the news. We'll tie you up in videotape, we'll put you down in ink, 'cause that's the way that we control what you're allowed to think.
Yes, Robin, what is it?
On the surface, student life at Ruskin seemed to be little disturbed. People came into the college for lectures and tutorials, etc. But for many students, the dispute played a major role in their life, as did the many other extracurricular activities, such as the Anti-Apartheid Kitson-Mandela Committee, the Trade Union Defence Committee, the Workers' Education Association, women's groups, the Trades Council, etc. The miners were calling for as much support as possible, both financial and physical. In places like Didcot, it was pickets that were needed because the NUM couldn't be everywhere. Those students who rightly believed this to be one of the most important strikes in the entire history of the Labour movement joined with other students from Oxford and trade union comrades during the mass pickets organised by the Oxford Miners Support Group.
Oh, I'd rather be a picket than a scab. Oh, I'd rather be a picket than a scab. Oh, I'd rather be a picket, rather be a picket, rather be a picket than a scab. And the judges stand behind McGregor's plan. And the judges stand behind McGregor's plan. Oh, the judges stand behind, the judges stand behind, the judges stand behind McGregor's plan.
Some students were seemingly unaffected by the strike and spent their leisure time otherwise engaged. Students don't have to get involved in political support groups. For some, Ruskin is about other things besides struggle.
Oh, I'd rather be a picket than a scab. Oh, I'd rather be a picket than a scab. Oh, I'd rather be a picket, rather be a picket, rather be a picket than a scab. Oh, we're going out to smash McGregor's plan. Oh, we're going out to smash McGregor's plan. Oh, we're gonna smash McGregor. We're gonna smash McGregor. We're going out to smash McGregor's plan. Hey!
A good percentage of students, however, do keep in touch with the real world through political involvement outside college, and the Ruskin banner was seen at many events which some students not only attended but helped to organise as well. Of course, Ruskin can be, and is, viewed by some as a place to take a rest from political involvement, a kind of activist's convalescent home, somewhere to gather strength and information before going back into the political arena, refreshed and better equipped to carry on the fight for working class rights and socialism. Many students saw the miners' strike as an historic event which demanded some action on their part. When the strike first began, a group of NUM pickets came to Oxford to picket Didcot Power Station. However, there was little accommodation available for them, So the students offered Smith House as a temporary dormitory, and after initial opposition from the college authorities, the Welsh miners from Merthyr Vale moved into Ruskin.
When we went on strike we didn't know it would all go on so long, but they've started a fight we mean to win, and as sure as my name's Annie, we're determined to carry it on. Though my life is hard in a way, it's changed for the better. There's something about this strike that's brought us together, I'll tell you.
Just getting sick and tired over the past 5 years of seeing the media, ITN and BBC, trot out the housewives to say our men shouldn't go on strike. This time, I think we should salute those wives who've gone onto the picket lines and supported our people.
One Ruskin student, Barbara Bloomfield, wrote a thesis on the Māori Miners' Wives Support Group.
The children were not getting their school lunches, and because that was the second week of the men being without pay, the kids were going without food. So the women got together, they called a public meeting, they put posters up. They organised themselves really, and they asked for women to come to the Māori Workmen's Hall, which is the big centre of the village, and talk about how they could feed the kids during the holidays. And they started giving out orange juice and pasties and crisps. And they had about 100 women came to that first meeting, and they formed a support group, and it really started rolling from there.
So it's the women's involvement evolved from their concern of feeding their families.
Yes, it really came out of that very down-to-earth issue. And in fact, they started donating these food parcels to mining families. 753 mining families got a food parcel every week, which the women put together. And then, after a couple of months, the women decided to hand over the food parcels to the men, because they wanted to get more actively involved in the strike, and they felt they were being pigeonholed by being asked to do the food. So that was quite an interesting kind of feministic move that they made there.
The women at Ruskin have always been a politically active group.
Well, Ruskin is about 1910, isn't it? With a 1980s gloss on it. It's about 1910, it's thinking liberal, male-dominated, liberal, democratic, nothing too far to the right, nothing too far to the left, sensible, straightforward, stodgy, lots of carbohydrates.
Yeah, that's right.
Over the course of the strike, there were many public meetings held at Ruskin in support of the South Wales mining community, where many women and their families came to speak about why they were out on strike and how people could help them. Not all the press was opposed to the strike, and the left press in general published many newspapers and pamphlets in full support of Arthur Scargill and the policies of the NUM executive.
Oh, we're the men of the media who control the nation's views, 'cause we're the ones who must decide what doesn't go in the news. We'll tie you up in videotape, we'll put you down in ink, 'cause that's the way that we control what you're allowed to think.
We're supporters of the system that no one can refute,
And we're often seen upon our knees licking Thatcher's boots.
'Cause when the strike is over, if we've kept our noses clean,
And we managed to smash the NUM, we'll be knighted by the Queen. Oh, we're the men of the media who control the nation's views, 'cause we're the ones who must decide what doesn't go in the news.
The strike went on and on and on, with many unexpected twists and turns, both inside and outside the labour movement. But ostensibly, life at Ruskin went on just the same as ever, with the weekly essay crisis always putting the pressure on students, particularly those active in supporting the miners as well as studying.
Oh, I'd rather be a picket than a scab. Oh, I'd rather be a picket than a scab. Oh, I'd rather be a picket, rather be a picket, rather be a picket than a scab. There are black and white upon the picket line. There are black and white upon the picket line. There are black and there are white, black and there are white, black and white upon the picket line. Oh, I'd rather be a picket than a scab. Oh, I'd rather be a picket than a scab. Oh, I'd rather be a picket
The historical significance of living through such a momentous struggle for the right to live in the way a community chooses has yet to be fully realised. The long-term implications of losing this battle is not merely going to affect the miners and their families, but probably will have repercussions for the whole of the trade union movement in Britain.
This strike was not an isolated industrial dispute. It was one episode in a continuing and continuous class struggle of our class for our class. Marx, many, many years ago, said that history is not a circle. We don't go from victory to defeat round in a circle. It is a spiral. The defeats, the victories are all a continuing experience which we never lose in the great struggle for the ownership and domination of society, which is our right. And I believe that the experience of the miners' strike will never be lost. I believe that what we have seen is an experience for the miners and the entire working class in the struggle for our own society. And that was really what that strike was about. In Che Guevara's immortal words, we have lived magnificent days.
Mardy was the only pit where the strikers stayed 100% solid in their support for the union and the dispute for the whole of the 12 months. And Ruskin students who knew them will never forget the courage and tenacity, and most of all the pride displayed by the people of Mardy.
There's mist down in the valley and the snow lies on the hill. No men walk through the empty streets, the pit lies quiet and still. There's a keen wind down the valley road that bites into your skin, but the people of the Ronda will keep fighting till they win. Oh Mardy, the last bit in the Ronda. When I was small, I used to sit down by the fireside to hear the tales of struggle that would fill my heart with pride. I heard of the evictions back in 1932, when the people of the Ronda wouldn't let the bailiffs through. Oh Mardy, the last bit in the Ronda.
Do you think that there's been much contact between Ruskin and the miners' support group?
Well, yeah, there certain students have been active in the miners' support group first or second year.
Yeah.
And not all of us, Ruskin, very few go to the support group meetings, but quite a number of gone on food collections and serving the miner in the Oxford Town Centre.
Do you have any ideas why certain Ruskin students haven't got involved more fully in the dispute?
I'm not quite sure, but I think some of them are apathetic.
Given that you've been here for quite a long time now and you've seen what goes on within the college and the kind of things that the students do, how would you feel about actually becoming a student at Ruskin? Do you think that it would benefit you if you was to do that?
Yes, it would benefit me, and I'd be nice to come here.
We'd like to thank all those students, staff, the Oxford Miners Support Group and the miners themselves for the help they gave the group in making this video.
I'd rather be a spigot than the scab. Oh, I'd rather be a spigot than the scab. keep on fighting till we win. Oh, we'll fight and keep on fighting till we win. Oh, we'll fight and keep on fighting, fight and keep on fighting, fight and keep on fighting till we win. Hey, I'd rather be a frigate than a scab. Oh, I'd rather be a frigate than a scab. Oh, I'd rather be a frigate, rather be a frigate, rather be a frigate than a scab.
Knowing how the ship is laid out,